Imagine this. It's the 1960s, Beatlemania is in full swing, and behind the drum kit of the world's most famous band sits a man with an infectious grin and a steady beat. That man is none other than Ringo Starr, the drummer who would leave an indelible mark on music history. But Ringo's journey started far away from the screaming crowds and flashing lights. Today, we're diving into the incredible timeline of Ringo Starr's life, from a sickly child in Liverpool to one of the most influential musicians of all time. Stay tuned, because Ringo's story is one you don't want to miss. Born Richard Starkey on July 7, 1940, in Liverpool, England, Ringo grew up in one of the toughest neighborhoods in the city. His childhood was anything but easy. He battled multiple illnesses, including tuberculosis, and spent long stretches of time in the hospital. In fact, Ringo missed so much school that by the time he was released, he was far behind his peers academically. But despite these setbacks, young Richard had something else going for him, a passion for music. As a teenager, Ringo began hanging around Liverpool's vibrant skiffle scene, a grassroots musical movement blending jazz, blues, and folk. It wasn't long before he picked up his first pair of drumsticks. His big break came when he joined Rory Storm in the Hurricanes, one of Liverpool's most popular bands in the early 60s. It was during this time that he adopted his now famous stage name, Ringo Starr, Ringo for the rings he wore, and Starr to allow each member of the Hurricanes to get a star billing during their shows. In 1962, fate knocked on Ringo's door. The Beatles, then an up-and-coming band, were looking for a new drummer, and Ringo was their guy. He officially joined the Beatles on August 18, 1962. Just a few weeks later, the band recorded their first hit single, Love Me Do. And just like that, the Fab Four was complete. Ringo's solid, no-nonsense drumming became the backbone of the band's sound. His steady rhythm and creative fills complemented John, Paul, and George's melodies perfectly. Songs like Ticket to Ride, Rain, and Come Together showcased his drumming prowess, but his contributions went beyond the drum kit. Let's not forget Ringo's unforgettable vocal performances. Though he wasn't the Beatles' primary singer, he took the lead on several beloved tracks. Yellow Submarine, With a Little Help from My Friends, and Octopus's Garden, all sung by Ringo, became fan favorites. His approachable, everyman persona made him a beloved figure among Beatles fans, and his good-natured humor was often on display during the band's press conferences and films. After the Beatles' breakup in 1970, many wondered what was next for Ringo. Could he continue a successful career outside of the shadow of the world's biggest band? The answer was a resounding yes. Ringo embarked on a solo career and quickly found success. His 1973 album Ringo spawned two #1 hits, Photograph and You're 16. Both songs showcased his ability to craft catchy, memorable tunes, and they proved that Ringo could hold his own as a solo artist. Beyond music, Ringo ventured into acting, appearing in films such as Caveman and The Magic Christian. His easygoing charm and comedic timing made him a natural on the silver screen. But his greatest role may be as a peacemaker. Ringo was often the glue that kept the relationships between the Beatles intact over the years, especially after their breakup. As the years went on, Ringo didn't slow down. In 1989, he formed the All-Starr Band, a supergroup featuring musicians from various genres and eras. The band became a touring sensation, with Ringo showcasing not only his drumming skills but his talents as a bandleader. The All-Starr Band continues to tour to this day, bringing Ringo's music to new generations of fans. So, what is it about Ringo Starr that makes him such a beloved figure? Is it his unique drumming style that's both subtle and essential? Is it his friendly and down-to-earth persona that made him the Beatles' most approachable member? Maybe it's the way he's embraced his role as a music legend while continuing to stay humble and creative. Whatever it is, Ringo's influence stretches far beyond his time with the Beatles. He's a rock and roll Hall of Famer twice over, once as a Beatle and once as a solo artist. As we close this chapter on Ringo Starr's remarkable timeline, it's clear that he's much more than just the drummer of the Beatles. He's a musician, a performer, a peace advocate, and an enduring symbol of rock and roll's heart and soul. So, what do you think is Ringo's greatest contribution to music? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this timeline, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, Subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the lives of iconic figures, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video on Timelines Unlocked.